The January evening was brutally cold, the kind of Chicago winter night where the wind cut through layers of clothing like they didn't exist. Jack Morrison pulled his coat tighter as he walked down Michigan Avenue, heading back to the small hotel where he and his 9-year-old daughter Emma were staying. They were in the city for Emma's medical appointment at Children's Memorial, routine follow-up from her heart surgery 2 years ago. Jack had saved for months to afford the hotel room, the specialist appointment, the whole trip. At 36, working construction in downstate Illinois, every dollar mattered when you were raising a kid alone. "Dad, can we get hot chocolate?" Emma asked, her breath making clouds in the frozen air. "Tomorrow morning, Princess. Let's get inside where it's warm." They were half a block from their hotel when Jack heard it, a woman's sharp cry of alarm, the sound of a struggle. He turned to see a man in a dark hoodie grabbing a woman's purse outside the entrance to the Four Seasons Hotel. The woman was fighting back, refusing to let go, and the thief was getting violent, shoving her against the building's stone facade. Jack's first instinct was to keep walking. He had Emma with him. Getting involved in a street robbery with his daughter present was dangerous, potentially traumatic, absolutely not the kind of thing a responsible father did. But the woman cried out again as the thief slammed her against the wall, and something in Jack refused to keep walking. "Emma, listen to me very carefully." He knelt in front of his daughter, his hands on her shoulders. "I need you to run into our hotel lobby right now. Tell the front desk to call 911. Stay there until I come get you. Do not come outside. Understand?" Emma's eyes went wide, but she nodded. "Be careful, Daddy. Always am. Go." Emma ran toward their hotel 20 yards away. Jack waited until she was safely inside, then he moved. The thief had gotten the purse and was trying to flee. The woman was on the ground, her coat torn, clearly hurt. Jack didn't think. 12 years working construction had made him strong, and 8 years raising Emma alone had made him protective of anyone vulnerable. He intercepted the thief before the man made it 10 feet. "Drop the purse." The thief spun, assessing Jack quickly. 6'2", 200 pounds of working man muscle. Not an easy target. The man's hand went to his pocket. Jack saw the knife come out and his training kicked in. Not military training, not formal martial arts, just the kind of street-smart fighting that came from growing up in rough neighborhoods and learning how to protect yourself. He grabbed the man's wrist before the knife could be used, twisted hard, and drove his shoulder into the thief's chest. The knife clattered to the pavement. The purse fell. Jack put the man face down on the sidewalk with one knee on his back, the same way he'd seen cops do it. "Stay down," Jack said calmly. "Police are coming." The thief struggled for about 5 seconds, then went still when he realized Jack wasn't letting up. Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. The woman was struggling to her feet, her hand pressed to a cut on her forehead where she'd hit the wall. "Are you okay?" Jack called to her, still pinning the thief. Yes, thank you. Oh my God, thank you." Chicago PD arrived within 2 minutes, 3 squad cars, officers securing the scene immediately. Jack released the thief to the police, gave a quick statement, checked on the woman who was now being attended to by paramedics. "Sir, we'll need you to come to the station to give a full statement," one of the officers said. "I have my daughter in that hotel." Jack gestured toward their budget accommodation down the block. "She's 9. Can I bring her, or should I arrange for someone to watch her?" "Bring her. This won't take long. You did good work here." At the police station, Emma sat in the lobby with a female officer who gave her hot chocolate and coloring books, while Jack gave his formal statement. The whole process took 90 minutes. When they were finally released, it was past 10 p.m. Emma was exhausted, still clutching her hot chocolate cup. "That was scary, Daddy." "I know, Princess, I'm sorry you had to see that. But you helped her, the lady. She was really scared and you helped her." "Yeah, I did. That's what good people do, right? Help when someone needs it?" Jack pulled Emma close. "That's what we try to do, sweetheart." They returned to their hotel, the budget place with thin walls and a heater that barely worked. Jack got Emma settled in bed, then sat by the window looking out at the city, coming down from the adrenaline. His phone rang, unknown number. "Mr. Morrison? This is Officer Chen from the 2nd District. I have someone here who'd like to speak with you if you have a moment, okay?" There was a pause, some muffled conversation, then a woman's voice came on the line. "Mr. Morrison, this is Charlotte Westfield. I'm the woman you helped tonight. I wanted to thank you personally and ask if I could meet you tomorrow morning. I'd like to properly express my gratitude." "That's really not necessary, Miss Westfield. I'm just glad you're okay. Please, it would mean a lot to me. There's a cafe near your hotel, Emma's Place, on the corner of Michigan and Oak. Would 10 o'clock work?" Jack wondered how she knew where his hotel was, but he supposed the police report had his information. "Sure, 10 o'clock. Thank you. And Mr. Morrison, thank you for what you did. Most people would have walked past." The next morning, Jack and Emma walked to the cafe. It was a nice place, nicer than anywhere Jack usually took Emma for breakfast, but not so fancy that he felt completely out of place in his work jeans and flannel shirt. Charlotte Westfield was already there, sitting at a corner table. She was mid-40s, professionally dressed, with a small bandage on her forehead from the previous night's attack. When she saw Jack and Emma, she stood immediately. "Mr. Morrison, Emma, thank you for coming." They sat down. Charlotte ordered breakfast for all of them. Her treat, she insisted, and they made small talk while they waited for the food. Charlotte asked Emma about school, her interests, was genuinely warm and engaged in a way that put both Jack and his daughter at ease. "Emma, would it be okay if I spoke with your father privately for a few minutes?" Charlotte asked after they'd finished eating. "There's a children's play area in the back of the cafe if you'd like to explore." Emma looked at Jack. He nodded. "Stay where I can see you, princess." Once Emma was out of earshot, Charlotte's demeanor shifted slightly, still warm, but more serious. "Mr. Morrison, Jack, I need to tell you who I am. Last night I introduced myself as Charlotte Westfield. That's my name, but it's not the whole picture." She pulled out a business card and slid it across the table. "Charlotte Westfield, Vice Admiral, United States Navy, retired, Chief Operating Officer, Westfield Defense Solutions." Jack stared at the card. "You're a Vice Admiral?" "I was. I retired 3 years ago, and now I run my family's defense contracting company. We provide security solutions, tactical equipment, and training to military and law enforcement agencies worldwide. I don't understand what this has to do with—" "Last night you intervened in a street robbery despite having your young daughter with you. You neutralized an armed attacker without excessive force, protected me from harm, and stayed calm throughout. Then you gave a statement to police that was clear, detailed, and completely factual." Charlotte leaned forward. "Jack, I did some research on you after last night. I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but when someone saves your life, you want to know who they are. You looked into me?" "I did. Jack Morrison, 36, single father, construction worker in Decatur, Illinois. No college degree, but you scored in the 98th percentile on your high school aptitude tests. You've worked the same construction job for 8 years. Reliable, skilled, well-liked by your crew. You raise Emma completely alone after her mother left when Emma was 2. You've never missed a child support payment despite being the custodial parent because you wanted Emma to have a relationship with her mother, even though that relationship never materialized." Jack didn't know what to say. "You're exactly the kind of person my company needs," Charlotte continued. "Not in construction. In security operations, we train people for high-level executive protection, facility security, crisis response. It's intensive work, but it pays well and it values the exact qualities you demonstrated last night: quick thinking, physical capability, calm under pressure, and moral courage. Ms. Westfield, I appreciate this, but I'm not qualified for that kind of work. I'm a construction worker. You're a man who disarmed an armed attacker in under 10 seconds while protecting a child and a stranger. You think our current security personnel could do better? They have training, military backgrounds. I'm just someone who acts when others freeze. Jack, I'm offering you a position. Training starts in 3 weeks at our facility in Virginia. Full salary during training, $75,000 a year. After certification, starting salary is $120,000 with full benefits, health care, education fund for Emma." Jack felt like the floor had disappeared. "That's 3 times what I make now. It's what the position pays. And Jack, you'd be good at this. You have the instincts. We can teach you the techniques." "What about Emma? I can't move her to Virginia. Her doctors are in Illinois, her school. We have a Chicago office. You train in Virginia for 12 weeks, then transfer here. Flexible schedule, work-life balance built into the contract. I have a daughter myself. I know what single parenting looks like. I won't hire you into something that destroys your ability to be Emma's father. Jack looked at Emma in the play area, building something with blocks. His daughter, who deserved more than he could give her on a construction worker's salary. College funds, better medical care, opportunities. Why are you doing this? Jack asked. Is this guilt? Gratitude? Because I don't need... It's recognition, Charlotte interrupted. I've been in leadership for 30 years. I know talent when I see it. And I know character when I see it. You have both. Letting you go back to Decatur and keep working construction would be a waste. She pulled out a folder. This is the offer. Full details, benefits, training schedule. Take it home, think about it, talk to Emma. If you're interested, call me. If not, no hard feelings. But Jack, you changed my life last night. Let me return the favor. Jack took the folder, still processing. That evening, he sat with Emma in their hotel room and told her about the offer. Not the details, she was 9, but the basics. We might move to Chicago? Emma's eyes went wide. Maybe. Would that be okay with you? Would I have to change schools? Yes, and doctors, and everything would be different. Emma thought about this seriously. Would you be happy? What? Would you be happy, Daddy, at this new job? Jack considered. Construction paid the bills, but it was hard on his body and it wasn't what he dreamed about when he was young and still had dreams. This new opportunity, it felt like something that could matter, something that used his mind as much as his muscles. I think I would be, Princess. Then we should do it. You're always making sure I'm happy. You should be happy, too. Jack accepted the position. The training in Virginia was grueling. 12 weeks of tactical instruction, crisis management, executive protection protocols, physical conditioning. He called Emma every night, missing her desperately but knowing this was building something better for both of them. When he returned to Chicago, certified and employed, he found an apartment in a good neighborhood near an excellent school. Emma transferred seamlessly, made friends quickly, thrived in ways Jack had only hoped for, and the work. It was challenging, meaningful, used skills Jack hadn't known he possessed. He protected executives, secured facilities, trained other security personnel. He was good at it. Really good. Charlotte became more than his employer. She became a mentor, a friend, someone who understood the balance between demanding work and devoted parenting. How's Emma adjusting? Charlotte would ask during their weekly check-ins. She loves her new school, made the soccer team. She's thriving. And you? Really, how are you doing? Better than I've been in years. Thank you for this, Charlotte. For seeing something in me I didn't see in myself. 2 years after that frozen January night, Jack had been promoted to Director of Operations for Westfield Defense Solutions Midwest Division. He led a team of 40 security professionals, designed protection protocols for high-profile clients, and made a salary that let him save for Emma's college and take her on vacations they'd never dreamed possible. At Emma's 11th birthday party, Charlotte showed up with a gift, a framed photo of the street corner where the robbery had happened, with an inscription, where everything changed. Thank you for being brave. C.W. Emma looked at the photo, then at Charlotte. That's where Daddy helped you? That's where your daddy changed both our lives, Charlotte said. Mine because he saved me, his because he showed me what real courage looks like. She looked at Jack. And Emma, your dad did something that night that he doesn't even realize. When he sent you to safety before helping me, he taught you the most important lesson. Protect those who can't protect themselves, even when it's risky. That's what good people do. Emma beamed. That's exactly what I told him. After it happened. Charlotte smiled. Smart kid. She gets it from her dad. Years later, when people asked Jack how he'd ended up in executive security, he'd tell the story simply. I stopped a robbery. Helped a stranger who needed help. Turned out that stranger was a retired vice admiral who saw potential I didn't know I had. She offered me a job that changed everything. And Charlotte, when asked why she'd hired a construction worker with no security background, would be equally direct. Because he acted when others would have walked past. Because he protected his daughter first, but still helped a stranger. Because character matters more than credentials, and Jack Morrison had character that couldn't be taught. Emma, older now and applying to colleges, would add her own perspective. My dad taught me that helping people isn't about what you get out of it. It's about who you are when someone needs you. He didn't help Charlotte because she was important. He helped because she needed help. That she happened to be important just meant the help got recognized. Because sometimes the most important moments happen on frozen street corners. Sometimes stopping to help a stranger changes the entire trajectory of your life. And sometimes the woman you save isn't just grateful. She's someone who sees exactly who you are and refuses to let that potential go to waste. Jack had intervened when he could have walked past. Charlotte had invested when she could have just said thank you. And both of their lives were immeasurably better because someone chose action over safety, recognition over gratitude, and belief over doubt. The robbery took 3 minutes. The transformation it sparked lasted forever. If this story moved you, share it with someone who believes in helping even when it's risky. Subscribe for stories about unexpected recognition, second chances, and the moments that change everything. And comment about a time when helping someone led somewhere you never expected. Those choices define who we become.